Hello everyone, how are you? Today we are going to discuss another question regarding MRCS, and it will be very helpful for you to pass the MRCS exam. The question: a 28 years teacher reports difficulty with writing. There is no sensory loss. She is known to have an aberrant gantzer muscle. Which of the following nerve has been affected? So here, a 28 years old teacher report difficulty with writing, but there is no sensory loss, and she is known to have an aberrant gantzer muscle. Which of the following nerve will be affected? So here we have to find out a nerve which lies very close to the aberrant gantzer muscle, and this nerve will be affected. And here important note that there is no sensory loss. So in case of the forearm, if they denote that no sensory loss, then there will be two important nerve, or anterior interosseous or posterior interosseous, because anterior interosseous and posterior interosseous, they are purely motor nerve. They provide no sensory supply. So if no sensory loss present in case of upper limb in the forearm, the option will be confined to anterior and posterior interosseous nerve. Here the options are anterior interosseous, posterior interosseous nerve, median nerve, ulnar nerve, and musculocutaneous nerve. Here the main or key points here is the no sensory loss. If there present this word no sensory loss, then answer will confined within the anterior and posterior interosseous nerve, anterior interosseous nerve or posterior interosseous nerve, because anterior interosseous nerve and posterior interosseous nerve, they have no sensory branch. On the other hand, median nerve, it is a mixed nerve. Ulnar nerve, it is uh, uh, also a mixed nerve, and musculocutaneous, it is the motor nerve. So we have to find out anterior or posterior interosseous nerve. So first of all, we can see here, this is the flexor pollicis longus, and we can see a muscle attached to the flexor pollicis longus. Here we can see this is the muscle, this muscle, and this is attached to the flexor pollicis longus, and the extra part of the muscle or extra muscle of this is the accessory head of flexor pollicis longus, and this is called aberrant gantzer muscle. So this part is the accessory head of flexor pollicis longus, and it also called aberrant gantzer's muscle. So we can see a nerve is going just below these accessory head of flexor pollicis longus, and this nerve is entrapped due to pressure of this extra head, and this nerve will be affected. In this, here we can see the flexor pollicis longus here, at the flexor pollicis longus, and here we can see the gantzer muscle is an aberrant accessory of the flexor pollicis longus and a risk factor for anterior interosseous nerve compression. So here this nerve, here we can see this nerve which runs beneath the accessory head of flexor pollicis longus. This nerve is anterior interosseous nerve, and the anterior interosseous nerve is derived from this nerve, and this is the median nerve. So branch of median nerve, that is anterior interosseous nerve, it gets entrapment below the accessory head of flexor pollicis longus. So in this picture we can see here the anterior interosseous nerve here, and this is the flexor pollicis longus, and this is anterior interosseous nerve, and extra head compress this anterior interosseous nerve, and it causes these symptoms. Here this is the anterior interosseous nerve, and anterior interosseous nerve, it originated from the median nerve, and it's supplying the flexor pollicis longus, flexor pollicis longus, flexor digitorum longus. So if the extra head present, this extra head will mm, just interrupt like this. So this anterior interosseous nerve will be compressed and this symptom produced. So our final answer is anterior interosseous nerve, because the anterior interosseous nerve, it lies below the aberrant gantzer muscle or accessory head of flexor pollicis longus, and it gets entrapment, and the symptom of difficulty with writing, it will be appear, but there is no sensory loss because the anterior interosseous nerve, it provides no sensory innervation. And on the other hand, the posterior interosseous nerve, this is the branch of the radial nerve which lies in the extensor surface of the forearm. So our final answer, anterior interosseous nerve. Thank you all.